Yes, here again, the fifth time, to clearly point out and show you by evidence the reason why I could not go on the radio, not in the newspaper. If you notice this newspaper dated Friday the 12th July 2013, where they say here, Mr. Cadwell Petty, OB, outgoing supervisor, Ms. Azul Wilson, incoming supervisor. The reason why I'm pointing out telling you that when the probation officer tell me about I need to come down and make an appointment, when I tell her she need to schedule one for Keithley Benjamin, the junior magistrate, and the permanent secretary, Chanel Petty-Barrett. I'll show you something here. This here is the paper saying here, Cadwell Petty, OB, consulting writer. Now, the front say he's the outgoing supervisor and Angel is the incoming. The reason why I can't go there is because the same Cadwell Petty is Chanel Petty-Barrett father, brother to Keithley Benjamin, the junior magistrate. And if you notice here again, underneath here to say, registered by Benjamin's Company Service Limited, Hannah Weaver House, the Valley, Anguilla Limited, legal advisor, John Benjamin, Caribbean Juris Chamber, the Valley, Anguilla. Okay. John Benjamin is the owner of Takiaman Talk Show. And the reason why I could not go there so neither, because the Anlek, John Benjamin name is Anlek Liars. And here we to say with freedom of expression, not even that I could have go on top of the same radio station, because John Benjamin, owner of it, John Benjamin name is Anlek Liars. And the radio now, I could not go on there so because you notice the government of Anguilla, Office of the Ministry of Home Affairs, responsible for immigration, labor, lands, physical planning, environment, agriculture, fisheries, human rights, which I'm taking away from me here, gender affairs, and also information and broadcasting. So you can see why I could not go on the radio, not in the newspaper. When I tell you that when he sent me to prison, all of them know that I didn't do nothing. Send my wife home with 4 young children to a house with no current water. This is my evidence. I was cut from the pole, the 13, 2012, of February. 2 days later, then another team returned and removed my meter. Now all of this was to pressure me to come in and do what they want. I later received a letter from the bailiff, Henry Rowan, bring this letter. To come from Anguilla Electricity Company, David Gone Senate, the Chief Financial Officer. This letter now, I just had to say, sign to say that I received it. And he bring it without sign out on behalf of me and the company. This here is contract from the same seat as here, a company duly incorporated under the laws of Anguilla, having its registered office at Hanover House, the same Anley. And if I had a sign for you to say here, the same person who bring it here could assign on behalf of me and the company. Would I take up my property and everything I own, which got nothing to do with this. This is why the same Henry Rowan was running me down for days to come and sign this document. Then from then you up, them drag me in court, which I showed in first and second. I ran the corner, lied to the court, said that I didn't have a lawful excuse, to went to the permanent secretary, education, sports, library, youth and culture, to went to the director of social development, education officer MPSS, education welfare officer, and also the principal of Marist Vanderpool Primary School. The same letter here now when Malaya write back another day, which I point out in the 1 and 2, also went to the same place. So them send me a summons saying that I didn't have no lawful excuse just to drive me in court using the child. Underneath the same laws, under the criminal code, the criminal code book, under the same laws, they just say false swearing. Years imprisonment. So them don't want nothing happen to them friends, so them trying again using the same child. Which the same problem causes everybody a problem in the household. But then using a child to say that is a child, well, because they don't have to pay me more money. And they don't want my matter to go on my court, the two of them. And the case, in the same case, the magistrate's cast. They went in there and hold up the Holy Bible. Say to swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And just put on the Bible, lies can't done. So you see, the reason why I put my book in the newspaper because Carter Petty wasn't published in the paper that his brother don't know what he's doing, the junior magistrate, Hitler Benjamin, and also his daughter, which was a liar, now a permanent secretary over the same laws. In India, you know what I'm doing. And the government wasting money paying them, just because of friendship. So you can see from the evidence, them get them job because of who them related to in political friendship. The same child, them here so killing along with everybody else, was doing good in school. Celestine John, the principal and the teacher, can you lie, but all of them had know that. But them still went near lie to please a particular party. The child was doing so good in school now, he can't go to school and it's affecting all the rest because of the stupidness the government standing up with these various teams who are doing me wrong. using the law to carry out the wrong I'm doing, killing me and everybody else around me. What I'm doing here, when they dragged me in court, the child was under the age of 14, and everything is under assault, as you see here. We have to say limitation on magistrate's jurisdiction. The magistrates wasn't supposed to deal with nothing, had to go straight high court. But I dragged 6 times underneath the same magistrate. But the 2 magistrates working together, which I point out in video 2, I will show you in detail. All of them working together to get this act carried out for the government, and the government ain't doing nothing because the offenses they're committing against me and my family, they're doing it to benefit them. So all this evidence here, I went by the court to get these documents to go forward in the case. They tell me they ain't got no documents and all kind of things. Deanna Hodge tell me, keep the Benjamin Club, tell me she was instructed not to give me no documents. So everything the criminal code saying what I'm supposed to do is what I'm doing. With the under 116 here. But because they will serve them time in prison, which we are seeing here, with the wrong I'm doing, now that the child can't go to school, when he sent me prison, the children start crying saying why the police them doing, and father so lock me up. I was the oldest biological father that the child had here. And like I show you in video 3 now, how the child was in school. The magistrate told me, I know the child is in school, but I'm going to still send you to prison. So that proved there was nothing about no child. And he's still affected because of what he's seeing happening around him. So, when with all of this, they're now contacting syndicates to join in on them gang here, so what I'm here doing. So now they're on welfare department, which I show you, see the letters went to the welfare and everybody else. You hear on the radio, if you know of any child abuse reported to the social development, you see more on here. The last day take care of the public and them affairs fairly within a short time. But this going 3 years now, we're running with this because I'm sticking up with a management team. The ANDEC management team caused them, with them all standing up here. So I went to Rodney Ray, who was there from in 2011 as the chairman of the board for ANDEC. If you look at it, the board's supposed to govern the managers when they're going wrong with anything, but the board joining in with them. And you can see the evidence here happening to me. When I tell you, I'll point out in the rest here, so I went to the chief minister, he said he can't do nothing about it. I went by our government official, and before I even say anything, I sit down and say that there's nothing I could come tell him to explain about my situation that I know about already. Because I don't have meetings on it, but the meetings ain't nothing to benefit me. And the same thing I was showing you, all the liars joining in with them. Where I show the same documents here with John Benjamin as them liar from the family or so. So everybody joined with them to do me and the family this wrong. And now they want to pin it on a child, but the child is a problem. But if you look at it, when now contacting syndicates, What I had to do was to tell the magistrate what they were doing me was wrong. They wasn't supposed to carry me in court according to them laws. I wasn't supposed to be there I wasn't even supposed to be on any of the magistrates. Nobody saying nothing about that. The prison, went over there 3 times. Poison oil in there, nobody investigating that. But that showing thing is that Anguilla government don't know what they're doing. Because if I were wrong, they wasn't going to send up there with nothing. And what affecting the child is what they're causing. So when it comes to leadership, you can see what kind of leaders we got here. They operating like gang leaders because the things that here so affecting me and my family, them know about them, ain't doing nothing about it. And the laws is there for all. But it ain't look like it's so wrong here, so it is we are related to. So with all of this, you can see, which I point out, show you the different connections. You see why you ain't get through with nothing when it comes to radio, when it comes to the newspaper, and getting a liar from here to do anything because all of them is wrong. Well, like I point out and tell you that it's 10 of invites, so the rest of them I really don't know. But the situation here, so, and then they're using the child. Taking the child away from me ain't gonna benefit nothing because you're damaging the child worse. Not only physically, psychologically too. The child was smart, he grew up here with me. Me and my mother got 2 children together. She gave me one, she keep one. But because of what I want and situation fixed, I show you them pressuring me by locking off my current. Them pressuring me by signing a document from. Because I ain't sign it now, that would take up all my property and everything, I ain't got nothing to do with it. What manager calls them, they use the child carrying code, say that I had a lawful excuse, and send me to prison. And the child is in school, so that's showing everybody that it was never nothing about a child. Because you can see here from the papers I show you, with a different connection with the newspaper and the information department where I couldn't go on the radio. Show you the reason why the junior magistrate now put his recognizance on top of me that I need to shut up because the leagues people and also the liars and different things. So you see where all of that come from. In the same document which I show you about the memorandum that I want me to accept when the senior magistrate, when they're doing what you want, also come from the Caribbean Juris Chambers down Hannah Waiver House too, John Benjamin building. So I point out all the wrong here what I'm doing to be, but the government ain't doing nothing because the various people, the liars, the police, the magistrates, doing this wrong to benefit the government, so I ain't doing nothing. If you look at it, other places you hear judges get locked up, magistrates get locked up, liars get locked up. But around here, because of society and who you're related to, and as long as you have friendship to them, nothing get done to them. So when it comes to laws around here, so we got no kind of moral standards or standing up for anything. Yeah. In the same letter I went to the principal and everybody else pointing out the foreclosure with the house, which I'm trying to use. Which I'll show you first. A letter from Angela Mullocks from Lake and Associates. She say them act on the bank instructions, but I still owe them so much amount. I don't know what is really going on. Then another liar from the same place, Lake and Associates, Marlon M. Barrett. Now She said the same thing, them act for the bank. The bank instruct them, but I owe she $21,157.20. I don't know for what. I didn't hire her. And I also point out the same thing with Cora when she come out representing me when I was in prison. I didn't hire her, show the duty for somebody else because I didn't hire her to be no liar. So you can see where all the connections and everything coming from. And we're going all around, but the same government telling me about gang members on the street. The parents responsible for the children and this and that and them out of all them thing. But you can see from all the evidence showing in 1, 2, 3, and 4 lead up to this 5th one. Who responsible for all of these things that are going on around here? Because the same government who's supposed to be leading and directing, acting like the same gang members for these various departments.